Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be doing my to pull or not to pull on the new Final Fantasy XIII collaboration. Unfortunately, double banner. It does look like we are going to be getting 2 double banners for this Final Fantasy XIII collaboration. I know that they say that it is a Final Fantasy XIII collaboration. Honestly, it feels more like a pure lightning collaboration based on all the costumes that we're getting. Basically, everyone is going to be lightning. But today I'm going to be talking about this banner, whether or not you should pull for it, whether you should skip. And so I'll just give you guys the quick TLDR before I go in and start looking at the weapons and the armor. I think that if you pulled for the recent Magic Ice Cloud, then Tifa is pretty much an easy skip unless you're trying to be like just absolutely meta in Magic Ice. Like I think Cloud is still going to hold up just fine for quite a while. I think if you have Magic Ice weapons in the 940% range, you can probably keep up with certain content, but the 940% weapons are definitely going to start to fall behind now that we have like 1340%. With brands on the Cloud weapon that I have, the new Magic Ice one that just released, I'm at like 1173% damage. So I think that if you have Cloud, Tifa is more or less a pretty chill skip. The costume is okay. The weapons don't have like magic attack all, physical attack all. They don't have any of those special perks except for on Aerith's costume with a physical defense all, but I still don't think it's really a best in slot costume for overall Aerith, and we'll go into this later as I get into this. In terms of the ultimate weapon, Cid is really looking strong as a DPS focused, hasting, like command ability, ultimate command ability boosting, overall just DPS focused ultimate weapon. Like Cid is going to be very good. So for those of you guys that are pulling this month on Final Fantasy XIII, I do hope the best for you guys in getting the ultimate weapon without having to go for the pity. For me, I will be skipping Tifa, pulling Aerith, and pulling Cloud based on what I've seen for Cloud for next week. So that's my approach. Now let's get in and talk about everything here, all right? So I'll give you guys a quick overview of Cid's ultimate weapon. It's going to do 2000% physical magic non-elemental damage, apply a physical and magic weapon boost for 30% of command ultimate command ability damage. That's going to last for 60 seconds. It can be cast twice in the battle. It's also going to give all allies a +2 ATB gauge when it's used. That's 4 total ATB in total throughout the fight. Then you get a buff debuff extension. With that 22 points, you're going to get the 80%, but it's really close to the 25. And then we're going to get the stream phase haste boost, which as far as I understand, this is basically going to apply haste on the entire team whenever they go into, or whenever Cid himself goes into overspeed. That's what I'm getting the stream phase is, or it could be a sigil break, but I'm guessing it's going to be for overspeed. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not always right, guys. Alright, so that is going to be Cid's ultimate weapon, obviously very strong. Let's start with the costumes. Let's go down here. Actually, we can see the animations here. Alright, let's go back. Alright, so here's Tifa's. I like it. It's actually got like a little bit of the lightning aesthetic in the way that she moves. There's Aerith right there. Her weapon looks cool as well. And last but not least, here's Cid's. And he's going to be rocking the Venus Gospel, his original ultimate weapon, which is super cool. Alright, so let's start with Tifa. Alright, so for the costume, we get physical and magic ward. It's going to be 15 points. That's going to give her physical magic defense plus 20%. So overall, pretty solid. Overall, really solid Arcanum costume all around. She's going to get physical and magic defense plus 20%. She's going to get HP plus 15%, ice ability damage plus 30%, and then an attack stance command gauge max magic ability damage plus 20%. So it is a next gen Arcanum. It is very good. If you guys are rocking like a 940% ice magic damage build, like for Yuffie for example, something like that, this is going to be a definitive upgrade for her. However, like I said, if you do have Cloud, if you do have that costume, even if you don't have the weapon fully built, I think that that weapon is still going to hold up quite well in the future unless you are trying to be basically best in class for ice magic, in which case this is the move. Alright, now going to Tifa's weapon. Alright, so we have Lightning's Gloves at OB1. It's going to deal 720% magic ice damage. It also has an Ice Imperil built into it, which does free up a slot for your support, which is definitely going to be handy because you're going to get something special added to your team because you have the Ice Imperil here. For everyone that doesn't have this weapon, even if you're running Cloud, which is still going to be strong, you're still going to have to slot an extra weapon to cover that Ice Imperil. So the team that's running Tifa is going to have a free slot. And I'm guessing that slot is going to greatly enhance your team's overall damage output. All right. So other than that, when HP is 70% or more, it's going to apply Exploit Weakness, which is great because, you know, Tifa is trying to use her combat gloves from the Advent Children collaboration, and so she's not wanting to slot Exploit Weakness in her offhand like she would have before. So it does feel like a lot of her Arcanums in the future are going to come with an inherent Exploit Weakness built into them. It does seem like this is going to be the new norm, which is definitely super powerful. The potency does see, oh, it's only at OB1. Alright, so then for the R abilities, we have Magic Attack over Ice Potency, so losing a little bit of points. I know that the collaborations often don't have the Magic Attack ult or the Attack ult, but I personally think that they should. I think that they should. These are limited weapons, they're high tier spending, they should have the R abilities that match. I don't think that it would be too overkill. It's not like Applebot cares super greatly about the power creep in this game. Cough, anniversary, 2-year anniversary, cough, anniversary, 2-year anniversary. Alright, so for the support abilities, we have Magic Attack Boost, and X Sigil Boost right here. Alright, so pretty solid. Let's take a look at this at OB6. So at OB6, you're going to get 638 Magic Attack. It's going to deal 1080% Magic Ice damage, so almost beating Clouds even at OB6. You get the Ice Imperil mid to high. It's going to be fine that it's mid to high because you're basically going to be chain casting this. And then when HP is 70% or more, it's going to apply that Exploit Weakness, which now boosts to 25%. You're going to get 54 Magic Attack over 30 Ice Potency. And last but not least, taking it to OB10, almost breaking 700 Magic Attack, not quite at 696. We get the maxed out 1340% Magic Ice damage. The Ice Imperil does not change, still mid to high, duration 25 seconds, and the Exploit Weakness goes from 25 to 30% potency with a duration of 25 seconds. So all in all, absolutely fantastic build. Other than the Magic Attack ult, which I think should have been the first slot, and maybe a slightly enhanced costume, I think that it's pretty solid. So I think for anyone pulling this, you're going to be definitely happy with it. Tifa's going to be super strong. It works really well with her kit. It opens up a support slot for your other characters. But like I said, for me, I have Cloud at OB10, the most recent Magic Ice, and so I'm just going to make that work. Also, like, I'm trying to make Cloud work as my main DPS as much as possible, so I think that's really just kind of become my main approach with the game, is to enjoy the game. I can still compete. I'm still in Guild Wars. I'm still fighting hard with Bahamut. I just want to play the characters that I want to play. If I'm not as strong for certain things, then that's okay. But I'd rather play Cloud. I mean, I like Tifa. I still want to use her. I just don't want to use her for everything, if you know what I mean. Alright, so that's going to be Tifa's gloves. Overall, very solid. Now let's take a look at Aerith's. This is going to be my first choice of this event, and this is basically because this is a yin-yang version of the Kamura's Wand, right? Which Kamura's Wand dropped. It was so impactful to the game. I've always been waiting for them to give us the opposite of the Kamura. They've almost done it a couple times, but never quite. And even still, this isn't quite there, but actually I think it's better, and I'm going to explain to you guys why I think that. So this is going to have a healing of 259. Now the Kamura Wand is going to increase physical attack for the party and then magic defense for the party. This weapon is going to increase physical defense for the party, and then it's going to increase magic damage bonus. And actually, I think that's better than Magic Attack, because Magic Attack can be raised in so many different ways now. Like, there's so many ways to raise Magic Attack, so many, like even Cloud's new ice weapon, the ice magic weapon, raises Magic Attack for him. So, you know, I think that this rarer ability, Magic Damage Bonus, which is going to increase up to 30%, I think, at max level, and it has a higher duration than the physical attack boost. I think this is 60% at OB10, which is a really nice duration for something like that. And then we have, the physical defense boost. It's going to be low to mid at OB1, and then you get the heal, and then first use increases command gauge potency by 50%. So overall, very, very, very solid weapon, guys. This is basically like Aerith can cover all bases with this weapon, and which is exactly what I'm trying to do, is have Aerith basically be like my ultimate healer. I have at least one like overall costume on Matt and same on Red 13, so I can slot them if I need them, but I really like using Aerith as a healer. It brings me back to my childhood days in Final Fantasy VII, and so that's how I want to play the game. And so this is really going to like solidify her kit, and then we have healing right here and buff debuff extension, both good R abilities. You get magic attack boost, healing boost for the single target heal, and then the all cure as well. So overall, very good R abilities. At OB6, the magic damage bonus will go to 25%, duration to 50 seconds. The physical damage boost goes immediately high to high at OB6, thank God. And then we get the first use increases command gauge potency by 75%, so it goes from 50 to 75%. So just absolutely super solid weapon all around. Tifa's is very good, but this weapon can be used in a ton of different teams, guys. Tifa's weapon is going to be fantastic for Magic Ice, and that's it, right? This weapon is going to be very, very good in basically any magic focused team where you need physical defense, which is, it's going to be a good amount of fights. And that's what I like to get from something like this, from a limited banner, like a more expensive item like this. I want something that I can use a lot. I don't want something super niche that I can only use in a certain guild war or something like this. I want something that's going to last me in the game. I still use Kamara Wand to this day all the time. An amazing weapon, right? And so that's the kind of weapons I want. Weapons that keep their lifespan for a while. And I feel like this weapon is going to be one of those weapons. All right, now taking it to OB10, 330 healing. The damage bonus, magic damage bonus, goes to 30%. We get a duration of 60 seconds, all allies, 25 seconds on the physical defense, which is high on the first cast. The increased command gauge potency doesn't change, but essentially you cast this at the beginning of the fight and you have max attack stance command gauge. Like, this weapon is really, really good, guys. Overall, very, very good. I think this is like a really good weapon for this banner. And so this is going to be the one that I'm going for. And then, for Cloud, if they drop Cloud, he's my boy, so gotta go for it. But yeah, guys, that's basically going to conclude my banner review. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, if I got something wrong, please drop a comment. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. I love talking to you guys about all this stuff. You guys help me better understand the game to talk about it to you guys, so I like the whole community experience. So yeah, that's going to conclude my video. If you are looking for a guild to join for the upcoming guild wars, get those rewards, we do have some guilds recruiting. I believe we have Titan at rank 27. We have Leviathan looking for some members as well, and then and they're in the top 10. And then also Bahamut 0, which is like, I think they ranked 23rd in the last war. So if you guys are looking to join some competitive guilds, we even have guilds that are less competitive, top 50, top 100. But if you are looking to join, we do have some spots. Come check out our Discord. There's a link in the description of the video, and we'll get you guys sorted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope it helps you guys make your choices. And if you do pull, I wish you guys the best of luck out there. If you enjoyed the vid, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.